The people are on Seth's side at the end of this promo. And since Cody said it was because of the people, or he insinuated it was because of the people that Cody changed his mind, if the people are that vocal about Seth backing up Cody, Cody, as a great babyface, is going to listen to what the people say. Now, in the moment of truth, when Seth has to be that shield, will he be that shield, or will he plunge the blade into Cody's back?
Yeah, I mean, that's the story. And as much as we kind of criticized the opening of that promo, what a strong finish by
I
Seth
like, by the
Rollins.
way, I like the promo better today, listening to it back, than last night. I think last night I was too caught up in thinking about Cody's promo to really maybe take in the emotion the way I was able to take it in now. So
And
I like
and that's
Seth's
why we
promo
do
better
this.
today.
And that's why we do this and we listen back again on the next day. But as soon as he took off his sunglasses in that promo, Bully, then it was almost like he's taking off that, the mask. And now you're seeing the real person and you're hearing some true emotion. And once he took off those glasses, his tone changed. And this is where one of those instances where raising his voice and using a little bit of foul language works, because that sounds like true emotion. You don't usually hear Seth Rollins raise his voice in that way. You usually don't hear Seth Rollins curse. So it kind of was like, wow, this is, I don't normally hear this from Seth, and it grabbed your attention. And then he cooled down and he got serious at the end. I really love this, the back half of that promo. But what it did for me, when he reminded me of the Shield, Bully, when he talked about, hey, I got to take some of this blame because of my brotherhood and forged in fire, when it was the Shield. I immediately thought of how that ended. How did that end? With Seth Rollins turning on Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. So I wasn't thinking of the Shield. We're so far away from that. You almost forget that there was a Shield and that Roman and Seth were together. But as soon as he reminded me of the Shield, it reminded me of how that ended with Seth turning on Roman Reigns and hitting him in the back with that chair. And right away I'm thinking, all right, what's Seth's true intentions in wanting to be involved in this? Is it about helping Cody and wanting to be friends with Cody? Or is it about that World Heavyweight Championship? And does he have selfish reasons in getting involved in this story? Again, a nice little plot turn as we're getting closer to Philadelphia.
Would you rather have the story end in Philly, or would you rather have Seth screw Cody over, Cody and Seth, and then Cody gets back to Roman, and hopefully we finish this story in the Garden?
This is where I can't give you an answer, Bully, until I see more of this story play out.
That's a fair answer.
Because I am so intrigued in this story, Bully, and we've talked about this a lot during this whole Bloodline reign, right? Where it's just like, where are they going with this? Why are they doing this? But we had enough trust in the story where, like, I just want to see how this plays out. I'm at that point where I want to see how this plays. This Bloodline story has been a gift from the wrestling gods. And it's the gift that keeps on giving, Bully, right? As soon as we think, all right, they've bled this dry, and it's like a bottle of hot sauce. Like we're at the empty, the bottle's empty. How much more sauce can we possibly get out of this bottle? And then more sauce is coming out of this bottle. Like it's crazy how much story and how emotionally invested I am in this. And you said it, Bully, early on. Dave, we're not seeing the end of this anytime soon because more players are coming out of the woodwork. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, The Rock. And I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done here, Bully. It's pretty incredible what they've been able to do with this story.
The comparison that just like this, I don't know why this thought just popped into my mind. You ever watch, funny cars or dragsters, when they go down the quarter-mile strip? I almost feel like the WWE, with this entire storyline that's played out over the past, 3 or 4 weeks since The Rock came back, however long it's been. They pull up to the starting line and the green light flashes and they immediately hit the gas and they're off, and then they start skidding to the left. They start skidding to the right, but then they're able to straighten it back out again and complete the quarter mile. I think the past 2 weeks or so, from when the perception was Rocky was stepping into the main event to the press conference until last night, seemed like the skid out phase of that quarter mile. I'm hoping that after last night, they're back on track. Like Rock and Roman this Friday night, in my opinion, need to be full-blown heels coming out of SmackDown.
Bully, this is something I don't think we've ever seen before, ever. Like, we talk about Becky Lynch and Charlotte, and there were weeks you and I were on Busted Open saying, when are they going to turn Charlotte heel and make Becky a babyface? Don't forget, after that didn't happen immediately after that punch in the face. That went on for weeks and weeks and weeks where they were still portraying Becky as the heel and Charlotte as the babyface. You go back to like Daniel Bryan, and everybody wanted Daniel Bryan, and then Batista comes back and blah, blah, blah. And we, for weeks and weeks, we're saying on this show, when are they going to turn Daniel Bryan babyface? They even went deeper and made him a heel and had him join the Wyatt family. That went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. This stuff with The Rock and Cody, it was 6 days. 6 days. That SmackDown when The Rock came back in that press conference were 6 days apart. I have never seen them make an about face as quick as they have just done.
And that's why nobody can tell me that this was the plan. You can't. You can't have your top babyface who won the Royal Rumble. You made a conscious decision to make this guy win the Royal Rumble back-to-back, same breath as Austin, Michaels, and who? Hogan or Brett? Whoever the hell it was. Boom, you put him up there with royalty, yep. Right? Now he comes out of the Rumble and says, I don't think I'm going to face you at WrestleMania. And then the headlines basically said Cody backs out. Whatever word they used made Cody look like a complete bitch. And now all of a sudden he's back in. So you're creating all this confusion with your top baby face. That was the plan from the start, to confuse everybody about Cody. Cody wins the Rumble. Yay! Cody's going to face Roman. Or at least we think he's going to face Roman. And then, no, I'm not going to face Roman. And then, yeah, I am going to face Roman. That was the plan? That's what you took your pencil and wrote down on paper? No way.
It's hard to believe.
No way.
It's hard to believe.
But,
and it may be.
But if they were standing in front of us right now, they'd be like, of course that was the plan. You guys played into it just the way we wanted to. No, I'm sorry. You pivoted, and there's nothing wrong with pivoting.
No, that's great.
That's
amazing.
It's like, Falcon 76, blue, red, hot route on 2, ready, break. And then you get up to the line of scrimmage and you go, check, and you audible. And the audible winds up being a touchdown. This audible could wind up being a touchdown because this is an audible.
Like, listen, stranger things have happened. I could be totally wrong, Bully, but I find it hard to believe that a week after The Rock is coming back, that they wanted people to chant in the arenas, Rocky sucks. Like, I find it hard to believe. Here's The Rock. He hasn't wrestled in 10 years. Hasn't been in the WWE wrestling a match in 10 years. The last time we saw him in a real match was against John Cena at WrestleMania 29. He comes back. all to from a week later to have arenas chanting Rocky sucks, I find that very, very hard to believe. And like you said, if they're calling an audible, that's awesome. The fact that the WWE is not like, no, we're going to shove it down your throat and you're going to take it. They're like, wait a second, we have to change this. That's beautiful that we're at that point where they're willing to do that.
And the beauty of pro wrestling is you can change again if you want, if it makes sense. I don't think they're going to deviate from this plan. But all they have done is create a confusion over the past week or so. Okay. Ari, the head of TKO, Triple H, The Rock, Roman, Cody, Heyman. You're going to tell me that they all agreed that creating confusion when it came to Cody was a good plan?
Or
never.
Or let's bring back The Rock, the biggest, one of the guy who's on the Mount Rushmore, one of the biggest names ever in pro wrestling, one of the biggest stars in movies right now. We're going to bring him back to get booed and to be the biggest heel? Maybe. I don't know. I just highly doubt. I doubt it.
No, I'm not buying into it. There's no way in hell. And they could try to convince me all they want. I'm not buying into it.
Well, we're gonna
and I'm happy that they are pivoting because that's smart business.